Hey out there! It's Wake Angel 2001 again. Check out my previous videos, another custom figure video, made snipply this time. Okay, so today's episode of Sonic Boom was Too Good to Be True, with 2 spelled out as the number version, TWO. This episode started with an action sequence. Dr. Eggman is attacking with a platoon of robots and the octopus bot, and everyone's fighting him off. But you could, if you're savvy, you could start to pick out little details like Tails is chasing around robots with a taser while not being very effective, and Knuckles is speaking in his deep superhero timbre, and there's obvious chemistry going on between him and Amy. I was all set to think that we were starting with another one of Knuckles' delusional dream sequences. Then Dave the intern comes out with his hamburger bazooka, and he shoots him at the cockpit windows of the octopus robot, causing it to go unstable. And that's when I realized that something was really weird here. And when they showed a close-up of Dr. Eggman, he was wearing a green uniform instead of a red one. I'm like, what? Are we in what's going on? So when Knuckles comes in and he swaggers in, and Sonic is all like, we're a team? We should totally get matching uniforms. Oh, Sonic. Uniforms by definition match. Okay, Sonic seems a little bit dim-witted, and what's happening? So Knuckles, he's riding on these little skateboard things, hold on. Where did I keep the thing? Okay, remember this? Remember this toy? This little Knuckles board thing that you can buy at the stores? The ripcord thing that Knuckles stands on? He was wearing 2 of these, smaller versions that he wore like roller skates on his feet, and he launched them by kicking his feet at the octopus robot. One of them went on the underside of the robot, and the other one went straight into the cockpit. But before it went down, it managed to fire off these 2 lasers, one red one and one blue one, which combined into a purple laser and hit Knuckles, despite Sonic's best efforts at knocking him out of the path. This caused Knuckles to phase away. No. All right, so we kick into everyone hanging out at Medburger. No, they're not hanging out at Medburger. They're hanging out at their bungalow doing a barbecue when Knuckles appears out of nowhere, and Sticks is like, ah, kill it with fire, and it sounds like it's only Knuckles, Sticks. Oh. Kill Knuckles with fire! Sticks, you're adorable. You adorable little psycho. Okay, this Knuckles is, he's smart and well-spoken, he says, why are we having a barbecue in mid-battle? And everyone notices that this Knuckles seems to be a lot more, a lot more eloquent. He says clever things and has superhero alliteration and all that stuff. Knuckles, have you taken night courses? And then the actual Knuckles comes in with the hamburger buns, hey guys, I got the buns. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. So they go back into the room where they have the 2 Knuckles standing side by side, and they're wondering what happened. Tails says that there's a perfectly rational explanation for this. They look at him for a few seconds, and he says, I haven't figured it out yet. Good on you, Tails. Good to see that you can be humble and admit that you don't know something. So they decide to give one of the Knuckles something to identify himself with. So Amy comes up with the idea of putting on a hat on one of them. So when she comes out with a hat, regular Knuckles is like, no way, I am not putting that stupid thing on. And Parallel Knuckles says, I would be happy to wear your lovely hat, Amy. And Amy actually swoons a little bit. I don't know, maybe even in this universe there could be something between Amy and Knuckles. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say it's quite love triangle area, but I don't know. There's definitely some kind of attraction, if nothing else, than on a pure physical level. But I'm not going to get into that because it's only a cartoon. It's not like this is Steven Universe. Okay, so what happens next? So Tails figures out the whole parallel universe thing. Oh no, wait, no. First they need to find someone who can figure this out, and Knuckles suggests they go see Dave because he's brilliant. So they go to Mayburger, and Dave is like, "How can I help you?" "We need your brilliant mind." "I'm sorry, I'm fresh out of that." Like, everyone here seems to be the opposite of what they are in my universe. And then Tails says, "Wait, I think I got it. Sometimes they say things are sold out to create an artificial shortage so that they can raise prices. Also, Knuckles is actually from a parallel universe." So they explain the whole parallel universe thing, and they figure out that by recreating the circumstances of the event, then they can send Knuckles back to his own dimension. So he tells him about the laser thing, and Tails says that if he works with some frequencies, he might be able to recreate it. So Knuckles says, "The Eggman of my universe had the technology to send me here. The Eggman of this universe has the ability to send me back." So, by the way, Knuckles says so many quotable phrases that they start to say that he talks like a fortune cookie, which is kind of cute. In fact, at one point, he says, "Wow, I sound like a fortune cookie. I don't taste like one, though." That's like the third time Knuckles has tried to eat himself. Okay, so Sonic says that they can't just storm Dr. Eggman's headquarters because because they're good guys. Good guys don't go attacking people. They defend themselves when Eggman attacks them. So Parallel Knuckles decides to go off on his own, and the regular Knuckles, seeing Parallel Knuckles go off in a huff, concludes that that for some reason he must be angry at him, and he leaves. I should also notice that there was a Fastidious Beaver commentary when Sonic was gonna ask who, he was gonna say who, and then Fastidious Beaver's looking in the window, and Sonic notices him and he says, "Whom?" And then Fastidious looks disappointed and fades away. Like Fastidious really has nothing better to do with his time than wait around to correct people's grammar. "Actually, I just happen to be in the neighborhood." Ugh. Never do that! Never do that! Okay, so Knuckles is sitting at Mayburger when his friends bring him an apology card. "Sorry your parallel universe self is such a jerk." So he tries to pick it up, but he can't lift it. At first I thought that it was just because all his finger wraps made it hard to get his fingers underneath it, but when he finally does, he actually doesn't have the strength to lift it. And he's like, "Stupid greeting card. I never liked you anyway." So Sonic, oh God! Sorry, I left the TV on, and they're giving yesterday's episode, and I saw the guy in the costume again. That was just weird. Okay, so Sonic. What was I? Damn it! You see the voice actor dressed up in a cheap Sonic costume, and it just completely messes your head up. Where was I? Darn it! Oh yeah, Knuckles. He's flickering and fading away like bad TV reception in the 90s. When he starts to flicker, Sticks even gets frustrated and starts hitting him on the head to try and make him stop flickering. Last week she used an old school cordless phone. This week she's smacking on something like an old style TV set. Oh, children, back in the day, a TV set used to be a big box-like construction because the instead of a flat screen, there was this long tube that worked as a kind of it was a cathode ray projector, which is how the images appeared in the screen. And sometimes the electronics would get misaligned, and smacking the side of the TV could actually knock something back in place and improve your reception. Oh, and back in those days, we used analog transmission for television signals. So there wasn't a binary, you either get a perfect picture or you get a pixelated mess or a blank screen. Back then, you could actually receive a weaker signal that would get the signal through to your eyes, but it would be fuzzy and grainy. Yeah. All those things change with the advent of digital television and flat screens. Now, if you smack your flat screen, you're breaking it, and if you don't have cable, then the digital broadcast will either come through clear as a bell or it won't come through. There's no in between nowadays. Okay, so hopefully a few of you in the audience are old enough to get the joke of why I was talking that way. So when Parallel Knuckles is storming Eggman's headquarters on his own, he's smashing a bunch of robots, so much so that he barely notices that he's starting to flicker. But then Eggman manages to capture him, and Eggman. So Sonic, Sticks, and Amy go to visit the. Was it Sonic, Sticks, and Amy or Sonic, Tails, and Amy? Sonic and his friends visit the thing and like, alright, are you guys ready for this? And they play epic music as he walks up to the door, and then he knocks on it politely. When Knuckles says that he's busy, Eggman says that he's busy and tells him to come back tomorrow. There's a flickering sound effect that says, "Hey, stop doing that! I captured you. You can't just fade away on me." So Sonic spin dashes through the doorway, and Eggman's like, "Ha! Wait until Sonic figures out that I captured Knuckles." And he's like, "I'm right here." Oh, it's kind of anticlimactic. So they explain to Dr. Eggman that there's that's actually a parallel universe Knuckles, and oh, by the way, they came to the same conclusion that having two Knuckles in the same dimension will cause them to first become unstable, and then there'll be a catastrophic anomaly that'll cause everything to be destroyed. So Eggman, upon finding out that there's two Knuckles, says, "Oh, that's why he's wearing the hat, so you could tell him apart from your version. That was a pretty clever plan." And Amy's like, And then he says, "Wait a second, if there's two Knuckles, that means it's going to be a catastrophic anomaly. I just waxed my lab. Get him out of here." And so they say that the reason they came to the lab was because there was some lasers, and they need to borrow the lasers to send them back home. Like, "Oh, sure, you can borrow them. Just have them back by Thursday." "Why? What's happening Thursday?" "Well, I'm going to be attacking you. I have a party." And Sticks, he's like... So they get the lasers back in, and Tails programs them to do the exact same thing they did in Parallel Knuckles' dimension, and he says that the two of them had to be fist bumping for physical contact in order for it to work. So everyone says their goodbyes and how they enjoyed spending the time together and getting to know each other. When Tails pushes the buttons and nothing happens, like, "Oops, forgot to swap out the batteries." So he goes to get the batteries, and he started like playing this elevator music in the background while everyone's just kind of standing around like, "Oh man, this is awkward." Yeah, it's like when you say goodbye to a friend and then you both walk off in the same direction. Like, yeah, that's just powerfully awkward. The power of the awkwardness is strong in this one. So the two of them are so Tails finally comes back with the replacement batteries, and they say one more goodbye, and they fire the lasers. It hits Parallel Knuckles, and he disappears. And their Knuckles says, "Ah, cool. Can I do that again by rubbing my feet on the carpet and touching stuff?" And Knuckles returns to his own parallel dimension, where Sonic face plants into the sand, and Knuckles helps him up, and the two of them go to fighting an army of crab meat robots. This was a good episode. I like how they begin without really explaining things. Like, they don't tell us we're starting in a parallel universe, but it's not like we've seen things that we don't see. I mean, if you watch carefully, you might see some things that might trigger that this is not your normal dream sequence, because Tails never fights with a taser. Knuckles being a successful ladies' man with Amy and even Styx has been previously established in his delusional fantasies, but this is but when you see Eggman wearing green and Dave the intern fighting alongside them, you start to wonder what the heck is going on. Before they reveal it's been a parallel universe. But if you're savvy enough, you can pick up on it. But they don't tell you outright. Again, it comes down to this show actually respecting the intellect of its viewing audience somewhat. I really liked this episode. I thought it was good. I love Parallel Knuckles. I like how he's a contrast, but not a huge contrast. Like he's smart, he's savvy, he says clever things, but he's not a jerk about it. He doesn't look down upon his more slower-witted counterpart or make fun of anybody. Like, he even takes the time to compliment Sonic for being more capable than the Sonic from his universe, who is a klutz. Like, that's the failing of Sonic in the other universe. He's a klutz. But yeah, when Knuckles returns to his home dimension and he sees Sonic faceplants, he helps him up and they fight alongside. This is a really great guy. Yeah, I mean, when I think about all the character assassination this show has done to Knuckles, like they turn him into a meathead. Like, I know they've been better Knuckles. I know what happened to Knuckles isn't the writers of this show's fault. They were working off of how Knuckles was portrayed most recently in games, like, because the way Knuckles acts, like in Sonic Rush and Sonic Lost World, Knuckles still pretty much acts this way. Like, he's just a guy who charges in to fight things and isn't very clever, which is unfortunate. I wish that they would go back to the way Knuckles was characterized in at least Sonic Heroes. I don't know. But still, it's nice to see Knuckles not being an idiot, even if it is a parallel dimension version. Actually, now that the whole parallel universe thing has been introduced, I kind of want to see the main canon Sonic cast cameo in a future episode. Like, I don't know how they'd spin it without making it look like they're just retreading old ground, but it would be so hilarious if they could do what Worlds Unite is doing in the comic books and actually have the characters meet themselves. Like what's with the beige arms? You shave or something? Or like, we could have the two Amy's complimenting each other on their outfits. But I digress. I've been going on a while. This is a good episode. I liked it. And hopefully the last new episode of this week will be just as good. So this is me. I'm signing off. We'll see you in the next vlog.